right, well, here is some special footage. I know some of you guys have been asking, hey, Danny boy, we've never seen you run. You talk about all the shoe stuff, we've never seen you run. Well, guess what? Yes, I got some footage of me running and showing you a little bit about the shoes. I'm going to try to incorporate this more and more into the videos. Obviously, it does take a little more time to also get recording of me running to put inside the video, so just be aware of that. But yes, we got some footage of that and also me almost trampling a small dog, so enjoy. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Run Danny Boy. Yes, I am your host, Danny Boy. So today we are doing another shoe review. Yes, so let me bring it on out. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Bum, bada, bum, 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 bam. Yes, right here. This is the Hoka One One Hupana EM. Yep, that is a mouthful for sure, but let me tell you a little bit about this shoe before we go any further. So first, in terms of the weight, the shoe has 7.9 ounces for a men's size 9 and 6.5 ounces for a woman's size 7. In terms of running shoes, that is actually, it's pretty light. It's pretty good, especially for a neutral shoe. A minimalist shoe might be a little lighter, but for a neutral shoe, that is actually a pretty good weight, very lightweight. In terms of the heel stack height, it is 25 millimeters and the forefoot stack height is 20 millimeters. So that would make the offset 5 millimeters. And that is on the lower side. I would say that, you know, for people who are used to regular trainers, they might notice something small. It's just right in the middle between minimalist and regular shoe. So I'd say that just about anyone, any type of shoe you've previously worn, you could probably wear this one without any issues, any problems whatsoever. So there's that. Now, in terms of the fit, when I first tried these shoes, I did feel like the shoe fit well, maybe just with the width, it was just a touch tight. Not that it affected my run in any way, shape, or form, but my concern is for those with wider feet that they might have some issues. Now, granted, one, I did previously use minimalist shoes before I did this review, so maybe I feel that things are wider because I'm used to the toe, displacement that is there. So maybe because of that, this feels a little bit tighter. Also, after the first run, that dissipated. So it makes me think it had to do with the minimalist shoe. And by the way, if you have not seen my review on the minimalist shoe, that is the Vivo Barefoot Primus Lite, then you can go and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description so you can take a look at that one. But let's go back to this one. So possibly a little bit tight, not for the average shoe, not for the average runner, but if you have wider feet, you might want to try before you buy, just to be on the safe side. And at the time of this recording, this shoe is reasonably priced at $115. As I said before, anything between about $100 to $150 is reasonable for a good pair of shoes. It's on the lower side, which is pretty awesome. So there is that to keep in mind. The shoe is also quite responsive, and it's pretty flexible as well. So it does do well in that department. Also, what this shoe has that, I think this is the first shoe that I've reviewed that's had this, it's called a beveled heel. So as you can see, it really turns here instead of just having like a flat end. It helps a bit with the heel to toe transfer when you land, heel first. It might feel a little weird at first, especially when walking, because when we walk, we'll go and walk heel to toe. So you might feel a little strange when walking at first, but you'll quickly adjust and you won't have an issue with that at all. So just be aware of that. But, if you feel like it's a strange sensation, that will come to pass. Yeah, this is a no-nonsense shoe. It gets the job done. When I was testing these, if you look on my website, I like to go and do my marathon test. I basically do a number of runs totaling 26.2 miles, and I make notes on what I noticed, anything that kind of comes up, issues or things that I did like about the shoes. And one of those runs, I actually did a 16-mile run with these, and I had no problems, no pain, nothing. So it was like a 2-hour and 40-minute run, and it felt great. I felt pretty fresh coming out. And yeah, the shoes do an excellent job even with the distances. And another thing I'd like to point out is that these shoes they're pretty stylish in more of a conservative fashion. They're not very flashy or anything like that, but the color scheme it has and just its overall appearance is pretty cool. I've gotten, I want to say 2 or 3, I want to say I got 3 compliments just from wearing these shoes. People are like, oh, those are some nice shoes you got there. Well, thank you. You know, get me all blushed up. But seriously, the shoes are, I think they're pretty stylish and they are functional. And like I said, they're no nonsense shoes. So they do really well in those departments. Now, if we talk about the bottom, the material for the bottom is EVA. It's entirely EVA. Now, EVA compared to rubber is a lighter material. It's a more flexible material than rubber. So, and it's also a bit on the cushier side. Well, a couple of the issues, the drawbacks of it is it doesn't really have exactly the same amount of traction as rubber, and also it doesn't last as long. Doesn't have the same amount of durability as rubber does. So, with these shoes, I noticed that wear started to begin even before I finished my marathon test. And when you're talking about running shoes, they should be lasting like 200 to 300 miles before they have some serious wear and you have to consider, you know, getting some new ones. But at the 27-mile mark, like I was already noticing that there were some like stress lines on it and also some pieces of the EVA were starting to wear off. So that to me is very concerning. Like I said, you know, average shoe 200 to 300 miles before taking them out of commission. And these shoes, totally, I've probably run about, I want to say about 80 miles, maybe less. I haven't been keeping track as much after my marathon test, and I've used these for walking for work as well, inside a building, tiled floor, so there's not really a lot of friction or things that should be wearing it off. But if you look at 80 miles of running plus some walking, you can see that there is a lot of wear. We haven't even hit, you know, if it's a 300 miles for a shoe replacement, we haven't even hit a third of that mark yet. And you can see that there is already some serious wear going on right here. And you'll see what it looked like beforehand, and you can see what it looks like after. It hasn't even hit halfway yet, and it has some serious wear. And for that, you know, maybe this shoe doesn't even last 150 miles. And if that's the case, $115, although it seems like it's a really good price, if you have to go and buy a second shoe, then it's more expensive than just dishing out another 40, 50 bucks for a shoe that has more longevity. So that, in that case, then it's not worth it. So my suggestion to Hoka One One, okay, if you're listening, hi, my name is Danny Boy. Like and subscribe. Anyways, if I could make a suggestion for this one, is I would say to just put some little bits of rubber on the contact points in the shoe, the parts that make the most contact against the pavement, against the ground. By doing that, of course, you would go and increase the life of the shoe. The only drawback is the shoes would be maybe a little bit heavier because now you're incorporating rubber, which is heavier than EVA. So a small drawback, but in terms of, you know, making the shoe last and getting the most out of the shoe, I think that it's a necessary step to make this one better. With that said, although, like I said, they do wear pretty fast for running, these shoes are amazing for walking. Recently, I picked up another job at a hospital, and I am on my feet 12 hours a day. It's a 12-hour shift, walking, moving, go, go, go. And with that said, I pick these bad boys over any of the other running shoes that I've worn, and they are super comfortable. Probably because, like I said, it's purely EVA. Hoka One One does also focus a lot on comfort. If you are more of a comfort addict, if you want to, you know, have the most comfortable ride at the expense of speed or at the expense of other things, I would say Hoka One One, they definitely focus more on that aspect. So, when it comes to walking around with these, my feet really don't get tired. It's very rare if it happens, and it's very mild. I used to use the Adidas ULTRABOOST. If you remember, I have a video for that one. I guess I'll leave that one in the description as well. But that one also had some fancy schmancy outsole, and it was a more expensive shoe. And I decided to start out with that one, but I found that my feet were getting tired faster with that one than with this one. So, you know, I think it's an excellent walking shoe. If you're always on your feet and if they allow sneakers, then I would say definitely go for these. Or even if you're just on your feet a lot at home, walking about, doing whatever your daily stuff, then yeah, these shoes are excellent for walking. I would highly recommend it. If you're gonna be on your feet all day, then I would grab a pair of these. So ladies and gentlemen, if I had to give it between this, and this, I would give it more like a somewhere in between. If you're gonna walk, if you're gonna use these for walking, definitely. If you're gonna use them for running, okay, so that's why The hybrid is, that's what I'm gonna give you right there, okay? It depends on the purpose. There probably are some better running shoes out there in terms of longevity. It is a good running shoe. Do not get this wrong at all. I think the running shoe itself is amazing. It's just that drawback is a pretty big drawback. If you can overlook that, it is an awesome shoe. And if you're gonna use it for walking, then I do strongly recommend it. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me, okay? Once again, Danny Boy, hiya. Okay, so if you haven't yet, like and subscribe, okay? That would help out the channel tremendously. Don't forget, rundannyboy.com. Please check out the website, all my reviews, including this shoe as well, and the marathon test for it. It's on the website, so go check it out. And you can also follow me at rundannyboy1. Okay, and don't forget, as usual, the music is from Jinenji, so if you like the music, check the link in the description to go and listen to more music from Jinenji. Well, once again, that is it. So, until next time, enjoy your run. Take care.